page. It's going to you know, blend in. There's a couple of different things that we can do, but with a welcome page or a landing page, it allows us advanced customization options. And so the easiest way to show you this is just to take a look. So there's a couple of our favorites listed over here. Coca-Cola, whether you drink Coke or not, they've got a pretty neat welcome page. And I'm going to point out some of the key features for you here. Number one, they've got a direct call to action right there when you first land on it. You like Coke? There's a button for that. Click it, right? And then they've got all of their custom logos and everything, and it makes it look real nice and clean. But they've also got resources for people to find them easily in other locations. Because if people are connecting with us here on Facebook, there's a good chance that they're involved in other social media networks. YouTube. You know, if you've got videos that you're posting, video blogging is becoming a big deal. It's a good idea to put those sorts of links on there. Your Twitter account, if you've got that set up and going, make sure that's in there. Your Flickr account. I've seen some businesses that have a lot of activity that's going on Foursquare. Foursquare is a newer, what they call location-based service, where people can check in from your location. And so sometimes they'll put their Foursquare feed on there. But Coke does some other things with really trying to involve their fans. Their fan highlights. Something that's pretty unique about Coke's page is that it was just a couple of guys that were Coke fans that said, hey, Coke doesn't have a Facebook page, so we're going to go ahead and create it for them. But Coke
they've done something right with 29 million fans here. They're doing something right.
That's right. That's right. They also make it real easy for us to find other things that Coke has available, though. So the links are there. They're easy for us to find. And so it's easy for you to get around. And this is a page that I like. Denise, did you have any other comments on Coke?
No, it looks like I like just the variety of color and how they have that laid out and easy to use. So.
Really stands out, but yet it still gets a clear message across. You can see also here on the Coke page that they've got a couple of other tabs. These are the tabs that I was referring to just a second ago. So you can really kind of get the idea of what you can do with tabs. It's not just a welcome page that you can customize with that. But it's got a strong call to action. It's easy to read, understand, and navigate. And it's useful because it gives links to other places. Another quick example we'll take a look at is 24-Hour Fitness, you know, one of the biggest gyms across the country. This is their custom page, and you know, you're probably going to be looking for a specific location if you were going to 24-Hour Fitness, so they want to direct you directly to the page that they've got set up for those different areas and locations. So that's some way that they do it a little bit different. One that's here more local for us in Eugene is, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with them, is the Dairy Mart stores. And Dairy Mart's done a great job with their page. Of course, we're a little bit biased with this one because we actually helped them with this page. But they've got their call to action here. You don't see the like button on this one because I'm already a fan of Dairy Mart, and so the like button's disappeared. But the arrows give you good direction of where they want your eyes to go. They've also incorporated a sign-up form right here for their email list, and that has really helped them boost the number of subscribers that they've got. People don't even have to leave Facebook, and they can sign up for your email list directly from there. So those are some examples of some of the people that we think are doing it right with the welcome landing pages. It gives you a good visual, carries that brand messaging over from your external website and your external advertising directly there onto Facebook, and continues the message there for you.
Hey, Nate, I was going to point out actually on that Dairy Mart page, if you want to switch back to that real quick, I like how on the welcome tab there on the left, you have Dairy Mart's logo right there with that welcome tab, and so it's custom branded that way.
That's great to point out. Yeah, and that's done through something we're going to talk about here a little later. So if I forget that, remind me to mention how we can get that custom logo in there for your page.
Before we move to our next section here, I wanted to do a quick raise of hands through your GoToWebinar window here. I'm curious who already has a welcome page, whether it's through one of the apps that we're going to be talking about here or a custom page. Do a raise your hand in your poll. We'd like to get a feel for who we're talking to here. If people are totally new to this idea and why do it, and if you already have one and you're looking to how you can maybe improve on that to get more traffic, get more likes on your page. So again, over on your GoToWebinar window, you can just do your raise your hand, and I'll give you the stats on that in just after our next section here. So see some hands going up. Thanks for doing that. Okay, back to you, Nate.
All right. My screen is froze up here momentarily, and I will get on to the next slide. There we go. So why add a welcome page? We touched on this, but it's going to be to spread your grand message across multiple platforms. You know, you want to be able to allow your clients and your customers to connect with you the way that they want to connect with you. Some people absolutely love Twitter. They're not on Facebook. What Facebook has shown us is that a lot of people love Facebook. I think the most recent stat I saw, Denise, wasn't it that if Facebook was a country, that they'd be the third largest country in the world right now?
Yeah, it's almost 700 million right now.
So just imagine that. You got this all set up and you're exposed to that many people right then. Your customers know it's you when you've got your branding incorporated like that, and it's going to maintain your professional image. When you do it right, most importantly, it's going to increase the likes on your page. And as we build that fan base, there's unlimited possibilities for the ways for us to leverage that on Facebook. So the custom welcome pages are going to do that for us. The other thing that it's going to do that I didn't put on the list here that's kind of important is it makes me feel good sending somebody to my page when it looks good. And it's a little bit different, and it stands out a little bit more in the crowd. And when it comes down to it, that's what we got to do, right? As a business, we've got to capture our potential clients' attention, and we've got to make sure that they remember us. And so the welcome pages will help us do that.
You know, I wanted to insert, actually just a quick, to share with you about 25% of the attendees here have those Facebook pages, but I know some of the people on the call actually don't even have a page yet for their business. They might just have a personal profile, and that's a separate subject, but I wanted to go into it a little bit. I mean, these welcome pages are just for the business pages, though it used to be referred to as fan pages. You can't do these, I mean, unless Nate knows something I don't, on a personal profile or a group page. Is that correct,
No,
Nate?
that's one of the things. Yeah, that's one of the things that they recently changed. I think that it was back in, well, probably about 4 or 5 months ago now. But they want people to start using pages for businesses and profiles for people. And so that's something else that we don't really have time to go over today. But that's a great point to bring up. Is that if you've set up a profile for your business where you're having to actually send friend requests and accept friend requests, it's going to be important that you learn how to move that over to a page. Denise, I know, does a great job with helping people with that, and that's something I can help people with as well. So if you have questions about that part, because that's not what this specific presentation is about, you know, feel free to send us an email or connect with us on Facebook after the event, and we'll be happy to help you the best we can get started with your page for your business. That's a great point, Denise. Thanks for pointing that out, because I know I talk to a lot of folks, and they think they can just do all of this through their profile, and they don't even have a business page that's set up yet. So there's a couple of different ways now for us to go about creating this custom welcome page. You know, if you're a HTML pro or a website design pro or, you know, any type of pro like that, you're probably not on this phone call with me. But if you're not, then there's a couple of tools that we can use, and they're called applications, like we said in the beginning, and a lot of them offer part of it at least for free. So with most of them, the good parts about them, you know, the basic package is usually going to be free. They want you to get started using it. It's going to be fairly simple to set up, and it will give your page a custom look and a feel, but it may not be, you know, as much of a custom look or feel as you would like. So when it comes to the bad, the advanced customization options and upgrades, most of the time they cost money, and sometimes it's pretty insignificant amount, you know, like 20 bucks, 50 bucks, but sometimes it gets really expensive. So that's one thing to caution yourself about. The next thing is, if you don't know CSS or HTML and those sorts of things, these custom applications might be able to get you started, but again, you might run into that roadblock that, man, I really wanted it to do this, or I really wanted it to look that way, and you're still going to have to, in the end, go out and hire some professional help to get that done for you. The probably biggest thing about the free apps that kind of, you know, I had to really take a step back and really look at it hard, is that you miss out on some of the best features that applications and custom pages allow you with Facebook. And the main one is going to be the statistics. And we all know if we're doing business online and everything else, whether we're evaluating the stats ourselves or if we've got a marketing team director that needs those statistics are what make internet advertising different from every other form of advertising out there. You know, if we put an ad in the newspaper, we know if somebody tells us they saw us in the newspaper that it happened. The beautiful thing about the internet is they don't have to tell us. We know where it came from when we have access to the right statistics. So that's something that most of the free applications that I know about either charge a lot of money to give you access to, or they don't provide them at all. The other thing about free apps that they do is that almost all of them in the free section, you're going to be sharing some of your information, and that can be everything from unidentifiable client information all the way up to they could actually have your entire lead list because it's coming through their system. And so by using that free application, inadvertently, you're handing over every client that you ever generated, name, phone number, whatever the application asks for, that developer could have access to when you're using those free programs. So,
Nate, I wanted to focus on that a little bit more because that's where a lot of confusion comes in with the people that I talk to. You know, what are they opening themselves up to? You know, why not share that list? Or, you know, what do they need to be cautious of on that? Can you go into that a little bit further?
Well, for what I can probably explain it best is for me personally, you know, if I'm generating my lead list and I've got my clients, they're drilled down to a pretty specific market. And if I've shared that list with somebody that's a developer on the back end, that developer might not go and try to sell people on that list a product directly, but what they could do is source that out to the lead generation people. I mean, I get emails all day long from people that say, hey, I've got lists of timeshare owners or people that want to buy timeshares, and I want to charge you this much money for them, and they're this fresh and everything else. Some of those are gained in what I call, you know, appropriate ways, where it's their own websites that they've set up, but some of them are, you know, they develop some apps, they set them up on some people's pages, the people were getting their leads, but they're selling them out the back door. And so I never like giving up that sort of control to an external party that I don't have some sort of relationship with and know exactly what it is that they're going to be doing with my client leads and how that's going to be handled.
So, and I know we're going to get into pricing a little bit later, and it depends on what you're doing, but, you know, basically for just a few $100s, you're protecting your list, you're protecting your data by having a custom page like this.
That's right, and you're gaining access to everything. There's none of these hidden upgrade fees later on, and it's just taken care of. And with our team of expert designers, you know, we can get these sorts of things done in a day or two, where you might be able to go and do the free app, and you might be able to get it done in a day, or it might have a bigger learning curve than that for you. It might take you a week or two or whatever to get it done, and at the end of the day, it comes down to what do you make money doing and what's going to be the best value for you. You know, is it going to be learning how to set up a custom welcome page, or is it getting on with the rest of your business and having people that know really exactly what they're doing and can dial that in for you? Great, take care of it for you, and in the end, that's a choice that's completely up to you.
This might also be a good place to insert a little bit about FBML. I believe it was March 10th of this year. Facebook changed the way that these landing tabs, these welcome pages, were created. And prior to that, they were done through FBML, which they say they're going to be taking away. I don't know if they're going to totally inactivate them so that these welcome pages that are done in that will go away. But I don't know, maybe you can add a little bit on that, because I'm sure that there's people here on the call that have those tabs built right now in FBML.
That's true. For those of you that have been on Facebook for a while and already had some custom pages done, if they're still working for you, fantastic. That's great. But Facebook has said that they will be phasing them out. And that'll be done over a period of time. There's no guaranteed date. The only thing that I know from being on Facebook as long as I have now is that it will always keep changing. And so it could be tomorrow that they take that away. They could decide to never take it away.
They might bring it back.
They might bring it back. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They might bring it back. You never know.
They like to keep us guessing.
That's right. So for examples of some free apps that you can use, these are some that are pretty popular. Wildfire basically started as a promotion application, and if you look at any of the major corporations that are using third-party apps for their promotions instead of designing one in-house, they're probably using Wildfire. They're on the Preferred Developer Network. Absolutely great company from everything that I know about them, very reputable. And they've got packages for their promotions that start as little as I think it's 99 cents to set up and $1 a day for the life of the promotion. And so that's how they do it. They do have a custom welcome page feature that you can add to the page, and you can make a custom welcome page in there. But if you really get in there, and if you wanted to get rid of that Wildfire logo, for instance, or if you really wanted to make it customized using what they call custom style sheets and those sorts of things, the base charge, and this is if you have your own CSS coder or if you're going to do it on your own, whichever way, but the base charge for that, it's called their white label option, is $5,000. So pretty hefty fee. And if you're doing multiple promotions, like if we did a promotion in June and a promotion in July, it's $5,000 each time you wanted to make a custom deal. If you actually use their team to do the entire customization process for you, it starts at the $15,000 price point. And I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money for somebody like me to spend just to make something look the way that I really want it to look. But great company, and they do have cheaper options that are available if you don't need the full-blown customization. Another one that's very popular for landing pages is something called Wibbia. And I hope that I say it right, because nobody's ever, said this is how you pronounce this name, but it looks like Wibbia to me, so I hope that's good enough for you. And this is one, we've got a couple of friends that use this actually, and they love it. It allows you to create custom welcome pages on your Facebook page, and it also allows you, if you're the person or if you have a website designer that runs your website, to include a sharing toolbar on your website that kind of helps with the interactivity between Facebook and your website itself. So that's another one to check out. If you're the do-it-yourselfer type that wants to go out and get something set up, these are two great programs for you to look into.
One thing I was going to mention on Wildfire, I think they are good to do some of the promotions with, because they work with Facebook and they make sure that they follow all their guidelines so you don't get in trouble with Facebook on what you're doing on your page. So something worth looking at, and then yeah, you can do those packages where it's $1 a day, or the smaller ones. So if you're doing a 1-week campaign or a 1-month campaign even, it's a good way to go to make sure that you're operating within their guidelines.
That's right, and they offer full help services as well. So if you're using their application and you get stuck on anything, they've got a great forum for information in there, and they also have professional networks that are available that are specifically for Wildfire. And again, it might be expensive, but it might be something that in the end is worth all the money for you. Great way to go. Lots of options for your welcome page. The first thing that you have to do if you're going to go and set it up on your own is actually create the application. Those free things that we were adding, That's called an application. And so since the FBML has been depreciated at this point, if you already had it and it's still working, like I said a minute ago, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you didn't add that before they depreciated it, you can't even go and add it anymore. So at this point, to add that custom welcome page, the only way to do it is through an application. That's a real good thing, though, because these custom applications are going to allow you to do a lot of things. Number one, they're going to allow you to get the full benefits of Facebook. Once you have an application, you can do as little as, just a custom welcome page, or you can do as much as what I call full Facebook social media integration with your website. And that's going to be things like the like buttons on your page and a comment system to where you can actually, if you're the type of person that has articles, or maybe even some people like products where people can leave comments and things like that, the comments will post on your website, and it will allow people to also post that on Facebook in their wall at the same time, and it would also post on your Facebook business page all at the same time when somebody did that comment. So that's pretty cool. Denise pointed out the cow from Dairy Mart, their logo right here. This is what would be called the custom icon. So when you create that custom application, you're going to be able to actually put your own little logo right there and name this tab, whatever you want it to be. If you didn't want it to be welcome, it could be contests, it could be join our fan club is another one that a lot of people have been using lately. Let your mind roam with what you will there. So you can create a custom application logo. The difference between the icon and the logo, the icon is the one that shows up on that tab on your page that I just showed you. The application logo is the picture that would show up in any posts that were made through your application. That applies mainly to the actual full website integration stuff, not really the welcome page stuff, but just good for you to know if you ever did actually look to do more integration with your website. Most importantly, you get access to the Facebook statistics when you've got that custom application. You're going to be able to see all of the demographics of everybody that's signed up. It's just absolutely amazing. I could do a whole nother hour, and Denise could probably add 2 more hours on all of the different things that you can learn just from Facebook statistics.
How is that different from insights, from your page insights versus the statistics that you get with the app, or are they similar?
They are similar. It is similar to what you get with the page insights. The difference is that your page insights are for your actual Facebook page. When you have a welcome page, the welcome page itself has the same amount of insights that your Facebook page does. If you're using a free app right now, you might not be aware of that because the free app people are probably holding those statistics back from you. But if you have your own custom application set up, for every page or every tab that you have, you will have the same drilled, detailed information that you get through Facebook Insights right now for your basic business page.
So it's similar to Google Analytics, where you can tell what pages they're visiting. You'll know if they're clicking on your tabs.
Very much so. Very much so. Taking Google Analytics and putting it on steroids is basically, like I'd say, because the beautiful thing about Facebook is everybody has a profile and everybody's logged in. So with Google, they're not necessarily logged in, but we have a very defined profile of the people that are there and visiting our pages that way. So some of the options that you can do with it, these are some of the things that we do on a more professional level, but you can do it on your own as well if you do know HTML and CSS after you have that application set up. Now, to be able to build your own custom page, there's a couple of things that you're going to need. You need that application, number one, and then you're going to need a hosting plan. If you've got hosting, that's fine. We've got hosting available as well for Facebook pages if people need that. And the other thing that you're going to need so that it works for all people that are on Facebook, now you can log into Facebook securely, and this is really important if you go to coffee shops and things like that. And the way that you'd know if you're logged into Facebook securely is up here at the top. Right now I'm not because I'm in a secure location, but the HTTP would have an S at the end if I was logged into it securely. And so if somebody comes to your Facebook page securely, you need to have a security certificate on your hosting plan so that it doesn't throw up all those red flag warnings that the security certificate is invalid and those things that you've seen when you've gone to a website that really made you kind of worried and you probably just left because you had so many warning messages come up. So those are the 3 things that you need to be able to do this. But once you do that, then you can build your custom page. And in our basic custom page package that we designed for folks, it's going to be a pretty simple page. It's going to have a welcome message. It's going to have a click like the page, action message. It's going to have your logo on there. And we see a lot of people still that are just uploading an image, and it's like back in the first days of the internet that when people didn't really know how to code in HTML and CSS and style sheets and all that stuff, that they just upload an image of their page instead of actually coding it. It was easy for them to lay out, and it got the job done somewhat. But as time progressed, we found out that the search engines didn't find those images right. Different people didn't. So it really just isn't the way that it's supposed to be done. So when we do these pages, they're all coded correctly. It's going to do 2 main things for you. It's going to load faster in the page results, and it's also going to help your page find better, be found easier in the Facebook search results. And like I think we mentioned earlier, Facebook is actually getting more searches per day now than Google. So making your page and building it correctly for the Facebook search results is a pretty important component there. These are some of the examples of some other things that you can do. Dairy Mart, for instance, on their page here, we pointed this out earlier, they've got the custom email sign-up forms. So people don't have to actually leave Facebook, go to the website and sign up for the email newsletter. They can just do it right here for inside Facebook and do that. This is Denise's page for CEO systems. Same thing. She's got it incorporated right there. And what we found is that there's an 80% better response if we can keep people inside Facebook that found us on Facebook rather than redirecting them to an external site. So the more stuff that we can provide right here on our Facebook page with our custom options, the better chance that we're going to have growing our fan base and providing value to them that they appreciate and like.
Yeah, I want to just add on this because Nate built this page for me. I had one of the free apps before I met Nate, and I also had that email opt-in box on a separate tab. And so this is a fully integrated CSS-coded page, and so he was able to integrate my opt-in box so people can come here and join my newsletter list. So he'll show you a couple more examples of what he can do, but it definitely improved the image having him just pull this together, and all I had to do is send him the files. And so if you have somebody that can put that all together, great.
Yeah. Let's see, Little John Insurance, they're another one here in town. Scott's actually somebody that I've known since he was probably about 2 years old. So he asked me to help him out with his page. And for the insurance agent, they want to get quotes. So we made a free easy quote button for him there, and he's got his quote form right there on the page. We customized this form a little bit more so he gets the information that he needs right now. They've got their name, their phone number, email address, zip code, and then they can select what sort of insurance quote that they want.
Wow, that's awesome. I've worked with some insurance agents as clients, and yeah, I mean, it's just a numbers game for them, so that's an awesome application.
And this is something else that Scott thought was important, and I agree with him. I think this is pretty cool, is that he added a fan box down here at the bottom, and we're going to go back actually and put that on Denise's page. Have we got that up there yet on yours?
We don't.
No, so we're gonna get that taken care of here soon. But this helps people, seems to really help them connect even more, because now they're going to see pictures of your fans, number one, but if there's friends of theirs that are already fans of yours, it's going to say up here in the box that they're fans, and it's going to most likely, not every time, but most of the time, some of their friends' pictures are going to show up here. Like all these pictures that I'm seeing on my screen right now because I'm logged into my account are either my personal friends or friends of somebody that I'm friends with. And I've actually met most of those people.
The
so
power of Facebook.
it's amazing. It's like all my friends are talking to me at the same time. Call Scott. So kind of neat. So those are some examples of what you can do with some of the different forms. And another thing that is very, very powerful, and I'm ashamed of myself for not having this done yet, but I want to get it done here shortly, is actually putting a welcome video or a video of any kind right there on your welcome page. And so since I hadn't made one yet, I went to a football game and I saw this flag ceremony about it being folded 13 times and all this stuff. So I decided to make just a fun page just for me and to have an example of what we could do when we incorporated video into the page. And this is pretty neat, I think. You know, this is the same basic thing as a welcome page. There's no branding like on the other pages that I've showed you on this, because it's not really a company. It's just a community type page that I set up. But right here is the video, and we could start playing it right now.
I am going to post it over here on my on the Social My Marketing page. So if people want to take a look at that, I will post it there.
Yeah.
Right now. There we go. It's on its way. So we've got the page there, and then you can link to it and watch that video.
You can look at it all you want. And check out these things too, because this is something else that another client had asked me for, is the ability for them to share this page or print this page directly from this screen as well. So if they wanted to go over and send it over to Google Buzz or send it over to StumbleUpon or Dig, and then now your Facebook welcome page is going to be shared on those. So they asked for those sharing pages to be included right there. So that's something else that you can kind of do to customize it. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of different things that we can do. We can add slideshows. We can add RSS feeds from your blog if you've got those set up. When you update your blog, then it would update content there on your Facebook page. You could either do that on your welcome page, or you could do it on another tab that we built separately for you. We've got a couple of folks that have full YouTube channels because they do a lot of YouTube stuff or video blogging. And we've made custom tabs for them so that they've got almost a TV station built in right there on their Facebook page, and that's been really popular too. So the options of the customization are really limitless. But I wanted to give you guys a couple of other things, and these are some things that Denise does a great job of helping people with. So Denise, I'm just going to let you go over a couple of other useful tips for people to know about Facebook and their profile page and their business page.
Yeah, so the first thing is if you're on your personal profile, at the very top, it's going to say where you work. If you have that filled in on your information tab. And I don't know the progression of this, but somewhere along the way, Facebook was automatically setting up community pages for companies, and there's a lot of them out there still that are just pretty much empty. And so and this was back before, you know, most people were using pages, they created those. And so I'm still seeing a lot of people have a link at the top of their personal page that's going to this nowhere page. And so it's a pretty easy fix, and maybe Nate and I can do a quick video and send it out to you guys, but just make sure that that's linking over to your actual page. And then another thing that I'm still seeing, you can have a username. And so like I have facebook.com/socialmymarketing. When you first initially set up a page, it's going to create a number code that's going to go in that URL at the top of the page. And you can, once you have 25 likes on your page, okay, so Nate's going to show us, I believe. But once you have 25 likes, yeah, right there at the top where he's highlighting, some really long
that one there
code.
doesn't have a page. Yeah, not a page name assigned to that one yet,
So
because we don't have 25 likes.
If you guys all go on and like it, he'll hit his 25, and he can get something shorter, like facebook.com/full flag or something shorter, so he can link it. So that one, that's because you're on the welcome tab. So yeah, I have CO systems. So just take a look, and the easiest way that I find to tell people to go to that is just go to your Facebook, under account, go to help, and just type in username, and it's going to give you the link to go over and create your username. Now, one thing, and I think this just changed like within the last 48 hours, Nate told me, but they used to have where you had one shot to type that username. And if you had a typo, it was too bad. You couldn't change it. And it could change today. So, but Nate told me yesterday that he was able to edit one. So they might give you one shot chance to change it. And these are those things that Facebook likes to change up on us. So I don't know, maybe
Don't
Nate, you
count
have
on
some
them.
ideas on ways to use that. Maybe have one username on your personal profile that's kind of related to your page.
Yeah, you know, where that came up is that I've talked to quite a few business folks that were using a profile as their business in the first place. They didn't even have a page, because the whole page thing, I mean, it's pretty new still. And it's been around for about a year, but it's really started gaining momentum and hitting the scene with pages and Facebook really trying to get people to utilize them more and understand what they are here in the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 months. So a lot of these folks had assigned a username to their profile and used their business name. So it was facebook.com/nocturnal energy. Instead of going to my business page, that would go to Nate Roberts' profile. Well, that's one way to do it. And so it's okay if you set it up that way. And right now, I was able to go in and actually change some of those. But Facebook does say that you are limited to doing it one time. So my best recommendation for you would be to try to set it up right the first time. Know what page, think about it before you go in there. Don't wait until late at night and be tired. Make sure that you typed it in there correctly before you press the enter button, because they could say, nope, you did change it one time and that's it.
Yeah,
But
you could change it yesterday, but not
yeah,
today.
yeah. But yesterday I was able to actually change both a username for a page and a username for an account profile. So if you've made that mistake, go in and try to change it for your page and see if it's letting you search and do those things, and just have it planned out what your plan of action, what username it is that you want. For me personally, my personal one is facebook.com/Nathan Roberts USA, because all the Nathan Roberts and Nate Roberts and all those were all taken up all over the place. And then I have the individual ones for my business pages as well. So those are some great tips and great points. And if you need help with connecting your correct customized page or your actual page instead of that community page, shoot us an email or post it in the forum and let us know, and we'll make sure that you get a copy of that video when we send it out, or a good set of instructions. So at the beginning I said that there was going to be a special offer, and there is a special offer, and we're kind of running out of time, and I want to leave time for questions as well.
Yeah, we do have some questions people have been posting here, so make a note.
Okay, so I want to get caught up on those. And this is what our special offer is today. If you want to go and do the stuff on your own, using some of the free apps, giving up some of that information, if you're okay with all that, God bless you. And if you have questions, post them in the forum. We try to help as best as we can, but we're so slammed with people that are getting them designed professionally from us, we're finding ourselves very limited on the amount of times that we can help people out with free applications. We want to help you as much as we can, though. So please give us the opportunity, and if we can't, hopefully somebody else that's working with that free application will be able to jump in there and answer that question for you, and help each other in our forums there. But what we'll do for you today is that we will set up a custom application that's just for you. We're going to give you control of that application. You're going to have all the benefits that we talked to you about. It's going to give you the ability to completely unlock all the power of Facebook. You're going to be able to take that and integrate it with your website later on. If you don't have the budget to do it today or the know-how to do it today, that's something that you're set up for in the future, so you can do this in a baby steps process instead of trying to jump in with both feet. Because we all know once we start getting into editing our outside of Facebook website, those fees can start adding up real quick. That's a great way to get it started, though. It's going to allow you to build that. We're going to build that custom web page for you, and it's going to have 3 of our page upgrades. And our page upgrades, are things like that sign-up box, the fan box with faces like you saw there on Little John Insurance Agency, and either a welcome video provided by you or a slideshow or some more custom images, something else that really, excuse me, I'm sorry, really makes it say that it's you and really gives it a customized look and feel. Our regular price on that package is $495. It's $150 just for us to set up the custom application and have it going right. And normally we don't include any hosting with that. But most of the people that I've been talking to, they have hosting, but they don't have that SSL certificate. And so what I'm going to do that I didn't even include on this list here, Denise, and I want to do something a little bit extra special, is that I'm going to offer hosting included with this as well, with the secure certificate on there, so you're not going to have any problems with people ever showing up on your page for the first year, and that hosting is going to be absolutely free. And if you decide that you would like to just leave your hosting with us with that secure certificate on there, and secure certificates can be, you know, most of them I see are in the hundreds of dollars. Some of them I think you can find for about $50, and I've heard of some that were cheaper than that, but I don't know where to get them actually. So we take care of all of it though for the first year. At the end of the year, if you want to just leave your hosting with us, we're going to do it at a ridiculously low rate. Normally it would be like $5 a month. We're going to do it at $10 a year for anybody that signs up through our webinars. So for less than $1 a month, if you leave it with us after that, it's going to be taken care of. Special price for anybody at any time on the webinar that sees this presentation is going to be $299. We've got quite a few people on the show today that are taking time out of their busy schedules to be here with us live. And of course, we're going to answer some of your questions and get that done. That's going to be your first benefit. But your other benefit is that we're also going to give you another $50 off. So your price for that custom application, custom Facebook page, you send me the files of your logo and those sorts of things, and we'll get our team on it, is going to be $249. And we're going to make that available to you you know, we were going to do a Denise, how long is this offer going to be available? Is it 24 hours? Is that what we said?
Yeah, why don't we do till 5 o'clock tomorrow?
5 o'clock tomorrow. And actually, this is what we're going to do, because our web team was so slammed that we actually don't have that payment page set up yet. Surprise, surprise. So we're going to send out an email to everyone that attended live with this special $50 extra off coupon. And you will have 24 hours from the time you receive that email, which should be shortly, either this evening or tomorrow morning, but sometime in that time period to take advantage of that offer. Does that work, Denise?
That works great.
Okay. Okay. So with that wraps up my time that I had allotted here, and I don't want to keep everybody long, but Denise and I are willing to stay and answer some questions. And I know, Denise, you said that there were some already that popped up. If you got another question, please enter it in there now, and we'll get through as many of these as we can. So,
yeah, or you can also raise your hand or enter a question in your box there. So I have Stephen Luke was asking, his page shows 5 check-ins. Is that because he is set up as a place and people are checking into Facebook Places?
That's correct. That's what happens is that if you set up an actual address in your Facebook page, and the way you do that is that you come over and let's just go to one of them here. See if we've got anyone that has Places actually active right now. Let me just show you how you would actually do it. Let's try to do that.
Contractors Electric is his business if you want to.
Whoops. Contractors Electric, okay. If you go in and you edit your settings, then you put in the actual information for the page. The basic information is where you would do that. If you put in the actual address, and if people have actually checked in, then it will create a places category. And you can see right here, Facebook says, note if you remove your address, it will also remove the ability for places users to be able to see and check into your place. If you modify the address, then it can just do a little bit of modification there, and it can take a couple hours for it to update in the servers. Does that answer the question?
I believe so. So heading over, go ahead and raise your hand, and I can unmute you if you want to ask a question. And I'm watching that, monitoring that. So Thomas Price with She Works was asking about getting that username. So again, you can, to get that, because I noticed that you've got the numbers. Yeah, are you clicking on that, Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah, so so he's got the long URL at the top. So again, I'll go ahead and post some information on that. But, well, you've got to get one more person to like it. And I have posted the link to his page on Social My Marketing. So if somebody wants to go over and like that and help him hit that 25 people, then he can go ahead and get his username set up. So I think that's partly what he's asking for here, is just to get another like on the page. So you can get that.
That'd be fantastic, yeah. And Thomas just launched this page over the weekend, so that's fantastic, and he'll be up over 25 hopefully here by the end of the night.
The end of our call. Come on, someone click on it. Okay, I'm going to unmute Kathleen Hogan. She's got her hand raised to ask a question. So Kathleen, are you?
I'll try it.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, well, I was going back to the first question about place. If you have a business in your home, is it advisable not to put your address in there and just to skip that whole place, people finding you that way on Facebook or otherwise? Because it seems a little unsafe to put my address on there.
Yes, I would recommend only put an address in there if you are, a typical brick and mortar business where you have clients that are coming and actually checking in and things like that. A couple of the businesses that I have still use my work at home address, and for those I just list the city, and so it's not something where people would be checking in with places that way. That's a real good question, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Okay, and then got time for a couple more. Thomas has a question. Thomas, I unmuted you.
Well, thank you. You already answered my question. I was just trying to get.
Okay, so we want to get you more likes.
Yep.
All right, so good. Well, I got that over on my.
Honest Thomas over there.
We get to the point here. Okay. Any other questions? Pamela was saying that she wants to be able to put a quiz on her page, and so we can
Definitely.
work with.
Quizzes are something that else that we can do. I didn't have that listed in the bulleted list, but we can create custom forms, and if you already have an email system, that's something else that we didn't have scheduled to really talk about, but email list building systems are still a great thing to have. And what I mean by that is if you're familiar with Aweber or Constant Contact or MailChimp, or some people have them that are just built into their website systems already, depending on what sort of management program they're using, then those forms we can put in. If you don't have one, we can help you get signed up with one of those programs. If you're just completely uninterested for whatever reason in signing up in one of those programs, we can create a custom form that you'd receive through email, and then you would have all the information, but it wouldn't go into a database. It would just come into your email, just like an email that Bob from Montana wrote to you and had some information in it. So,
okay, one more question.
We can make that work.
Yeah. Sorry, I know we're about out of time. One more question from Judith Conrad. Judith.
Thank you. On my landing page, you're able to listen to the radio programs on 1320, and that's a great addition for my business here.
That's fantastic, Judith.
So that's,
yeah, I love that.
So it gives them, I mean, basically you're on the radio worldwide through Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, refresh your page. You hit 26 people, so we reached your goal by the end of the call. Fred Meyer has a question. Go ahead, Fred. Does Fred have a microphone? Not hearing you. Maybe you can type your question in. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, so again, go ahead and head on over to Social Mind Marketing. Nate's Facebook page is Nocturnal Energy, and we'd love to connect with you guys there. Feel free to post questions after the call. We will be working on getting the recording and the link over to the discounted offer for the package. Anything else you have to add, Nate?
I think that's basically it. Please feel free to ask any questions that you think of later, or give us comments and feedback too about what you guys liked, or if there were other topics that you'd like covered. And make sure that you connect with both Denise and I on our Facebook pages, Nocturnal Energy and CEO Systems or Social Mind Marketing. Either one of those, because we plan on having a lot more informational webinars coming out that'll give you some other great how-to information. The username and those sorts of things are just kind of the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. There's absolutely no way that we could even scratch the surface in an hour if we got into those topics. So make sure you connect with us, and we really appreciate everybody showing up today.
I have a couple more questions here, and if you guys want to hang on until the GoToWebinar kicks us off here. Fred typed in his question. It says, does your special include some of these questions answered? So I'm guessing some help to get guided through this process. We can also open your chat window on the GoToWebinar, and you can type in for others to see. So I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, Fred.
Maybe I can help clarify. Fred, with our special, we do absolutely everything for you. So as long as you've got a logo that's set up, or if you were wanting us to include a video, if that video is already created and you've got it someplace else, those are things that will all be done for you. If you're looking for more just coaching on how to do it, then give us a shout and we'll figure out some way to help you with that as well. But if you're looking at our $249 package, that would actually get your whole welcome page all set up. It would be ready for you to go. It would be installed on your Facebook page, and your application would be set up with those custom icons and logo sizes as well.
Another question from Jane. I have a large sales team. Will you extend your offer to them within the next 24 hours?
That's a great question, Jane. Yeah. Yep. I'll extend them for 24 hours. Denise, is that okay with you?
Yeah. So I guess she can go ahead and forward the email that we send out. Is that what we want to do?
I think we can do that. Yeah. So it'll be only for the people that attended live, or the people that received an email from somebody that attended live. This $249 special isn't something that we're going to offer just online to the general public. So it will only be to the folks that attended live. In fact, that last slide that has the $249 additional coupon will not be in the downloaded file, I don't think, the downloadable file of this version.
So, Jane, you might just mention, just have them make sure that they tell us your name so we know that you were on the call. So we'll go ahead and let you refer that out.
Yeah, that's the way that we can honor that.
Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, please come to our pages. We'll hang out there for a while and see if you have anything. I've went ahead and I've posted a couple of your pages here on the page so we can see what each other's doing and interact with each other. So go ahead and feel free to post your questions there or links to other pages that you have. I don't have all of your pages, so opening that up to let you guys do that.
Yeah, please, if you have a page, share it with us so that just like just happened for Thomas here, he got 2 more fans just because he shared his link with us here on his page. So do that so that the folks that were on the call can come and like your page too. And if Denise and I haven't been able to find you yet or haven't liked your page, we'll make sure to head over there and do that as well.
Very good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. Hope it's sunny where you are. Sun poked through the clouds here in Eugene today, so that makes me a little bit happier, but it's pretty dark and gray again. I'm hearing 80 degrees in the forecast, and that feels more like June.
Nice.
So everybody have a great weekend, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.
Great. Great. Thank you.